What's up, people? It's your boy Jatwa, and I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program. I've been asked a few times, how do I use Infernal Robotics in side fashions to do weird and wonky things? So we're going to go ahead and try to do this real quick. Now, I have this aircraft that I'm going to try to use to launch my paper airplane. My paper airplane is pretty much just a small hinged aircraft. So we're going to see if we can make this all work here. So what we need to do first is we need to get a hydraulic cylinder here, and they don't just attach to any cockpit, unfortunately. As you can see, this one is a little problematic, so let's double these up, get it directly in the middle, give us a single one there, and now we need this to come in here and attach. That's going to give us a nice little starter point to get us away from there. Now this is going to throw off our center of gravity, so we're going to have a lot of wings, or a center of mass. So we're going to have a lot of wings on here to try to stabilize this out. And now we need to get our hinge in here. This hinge is going to actuate and allow it to either straighten up or keep our aircraft in or out of the bay. So that is going to be what you see here. Now we want this to stop at 90 degrees. So what you want to do is you go into your servo configuration and go into your advanced settings. Go to here, right here for this hinge. You'll see it light up a slight green. Maybe they can switch that to a brighter yellow like KSP does now. That would be fantastic. But you can then switch that to 90. Now that's going to stop exactly at 90 degrees. Boom, right there. So that's fantastic. Now something else that it's doing wrong is it's going to have to be reverse, I believe. So let's go ahead, and if you go once again advanced settings, this is your uninvert axis. That is your reverse. So that will give me this. So when this is retracting, it's moving the aircraft flat. And when it's extending, it's pushing it down and away from the aircraft. So let's go ahead and put another cylinder on here, and you'll see here this moves everything down and then out of the aircraft and away from the aircraft, so I can have a successful detachment point. That is exactly what I need. Now, I had a few failed attempts over there, as you can see, but this should work. So let's put that on there. And now what we have is we have our hinge, our single hinge here that is going to end up being, needs to be reversed as well. And also needs to move up to here. So now this hinge that we have, I think I may be able to do without that extra hinge. I don't really see the point in it, to tell you the truth, but we're going to test it out and see what the heck I was thinking at first. Actually, that does work, but that hinge is pointing the wrong way. So let's take that off there, that there, and when this lays flat, that aircraft lays flat on top of it. So that's exactly what I was thinking there, but I don't think that's going to work out very well for us. Let's see. This is the flat. This is the hinge Rototron flat. Now this hinge may do it for us. Let's see. And you see that needs to be just the opposite, and it also needs to be capped off at 90. So let's do that and take that for a quick test run. So let's flatten this all out, and the aircraft goes flat into the bay. Alright, so let's put our aircraft on here and see if that works. Alright, kind of. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that does not look like it attached to the proper point on there at all, does it? Alright, so what you will end up having to do sometimes is trying to finagle some things in here. This should work for me in this instance. Hopefully. Except for it doesn't want to connect to it. This is some of the problems you run into. I mean, you're going to run into some complications, but don't let them stop you. Alright. Let's do the same trick here. Get two of them. Line them up. Now we can actually take this and offset it. And hopefully it's connected to the right part. We'll know if it moves with the hinge. And that worked out really well. Okay. Let's flatten it back on out. Still does not look centered to me. Does not look centered to me at all. Let's see if we can center this a little better. Yeah, it's definitely not centered. Alright. That's a bit better. That is a bit better. Can line it up right on that center piece. There we go. Okay. So now we need this. We need this to go on here. And we need to turn it around. It still does not look like it lined up on there properly. It still does not look like it did. But we're gonna hopefully this is gonna work. Because it just needs to be off of there a bit. Alright, so let's see what happens when we flip this out. Extends out. And is pointing in the right direction. Alright, so we can actually take this entire thing and flip it the right side up now. And that's what it would look like. And then this would fold outwards. But we're not, of course we're not going to do that right yet. Because things would go really wrong. Sometimes you don't want to mess with things when you have it set, because things can go really horribly wrong for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this a name. It's good to name them so that way you don't get confused, especially when you have a craft that has multitude of parts on here. So we're going to call this EXT arm. Alright, so that's going to give us that. So we have our extension arm, which we can now fold back into here and see if we can get this to fit better. Alright, so this, as you can see, does not fit. So we need to actually slide this up a bit. Slide this radial attachment point up some. No. Radial attachment point. And oh, it's so close right now. Oh, it's so close right now. Okay. We're gonna have to put another one of these on here. Let's drop another Bombay on here, see what we get. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And that will suffice. Okay. So we need to put a cap on here. This is a heavy tail boom. I don't want to use the heavy tail boom. Let's see about the we might be able just to resize one of the normal tails. The tail connectors here. I'm going to use tail connector B because I like the way it looks. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. And now what we need to do is we need this to get into the air. So we need wings. We need to balance this out. And we need wings. And we probably... Now, this does not give you the most stable thing in the world, unfortunately. Because this what it's going to happen is this is going to bounce all to hell. We don't want that to bounce around. So there is another thing we can use, this quantum strut. Now, some people don't like the quantum strut. Some people do like the quantum strut. I like the quantum strut because it gives me the ability to actually turn on and off a strut. That is handy in instances like this, where you really don't want to finagle a or actual connection method. So I can put that right there. That's going to stop it from bouncing all around until I'm ready to fold it out. And I can now go to here, and set custom group 1 to a toggle. That's going to let me turn on and off that strut, so when I'm ready to release, I can just tell it release. The strut goes away, I deploy my airplane, and I'm done. I'm out of there. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get some wings on this beast. Let's get some wings. We're looking good so far. We're going to use this intake here, and this here, and we're going to go ahead with the big tail. And we're going to also go with this here. Gives us a nice big stable airplane. A lot of wing area. Let's go with some big wings up top here. Alright. And let's go ahead and start adding these on. I like everything to be really straight on here. And now we need to add on our cap here. Okay, that gives us this. Now we need to go ahead and throw on some elevons for some control surfaces. Nice, easy, simplistic things here. Now, because I like to make things more difficult on myself, I don't know if we're going to use these caps here. I think what we're going to do, I want to show you guys how to actually really use this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make life harder on ourselves by making this a VTOL aircraft, because reasons. Okay, so what we now need is a good engine that's going to have enough power to lift ourselves. We have stationary thrust of 130, 120, 130. This one actually has the afterburner. That afterburner actually does help out a lot. So let's go ahead and slide this inward. Slide this one inward. And now let's see if we can make this bird a VTOL. There are easier ways to make it a VTOL. Sure, I could put a helicopter prop on the top of it, but we're not going to do that. We're going to save this aircraft like that. And now we're going to put a Rototron on here. We're going to use it like I did that one that has just the engine rotate. So let's get this on here. And then we're going to take, we need something for the middle section here. So we're going to take this because it's fairly light. Slap that on there. And now we get to do with another pain point. We need these Rototrons, 1 and 2, to be down here. And we're going to change this to VTOL toggle. TGL for toggle, I guess. That works. Either one works. Alright, now what you're going to see here is problem 2. They toggle in different directions. That we don't want, because that'll throw you off really bad. Either one you can come down here and set to invert. Alright, now Here's the other thing that people run into is the Rototrons don't seem to do what they want them to do. So let's go ahead and slap everything together, and I'll show you exactly what you can do to combat that. So let's go ahead and toss this on here, toss this on here. TWR is not exactly what we would need for a liftoff. That's definitely not what we want for a liftoff. So we're going to have to double our engines up here, which is not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Let's just go down to let's do this a little differently. And put this here. Nope. Alright. Put that there. Let's get the... Let's come back down to here. Take this pre-cooler. Drop that on here. And slap this onto here. It gives us 9-1. Gives us 91. So that gets us a little closer. And still not exactly what we want to be on here. And also, we're probably going to want to migrate this, because what you'll see here, if we do the engines first, you'll see what we really need to do. Alright, so there's 1.22. That should give us what we need to do all this. And this is where things get a little interesting. So let's move that to there. And see if we can line this up as best as we can with our main engines. Alright, looks good, looks good. Looks kind of good. Alright. So that gives us that there. And now let's take a look at our thrust. So our thrust is here, which is fine. But we need to rotate these. So let's rotate. They both came on. Alright, no. Alright, now we're ready. So let's rotate this. And you'll see it rotates 360. That's not what we want. So we need to go in here and tell it to engage the limits. So let's go and engage limits. This is going to tell it we want it to stop. Now the problem we're also going to have is gravity. Gravity is not going to play fair with these because this is going to be kind of heavy. So you have a few options. You can come in here and tweak these out, which I don't like. I don't like actually scaling these because that just feels way too cheaty. So I go with this engine set up here and hope for the best. And it's not going to be excessively, because you can't use any of the struts between this, because that'll stop this from spinning. That's going to be a problem because these Rototrons, they actually are not exactly robust when it comes to being rigid. That not being rigid is a big problem because you need it to be rigid. Let's go ahead and slide this in a little bit here. Alright, so that's probably going to lean down badly, but we're going to have to try to combat that as best we can. So let's go ahead and get this on here, and this is going to help us out a little bit. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Alright, so slap this onto here, and we have about an hour of burn time, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, and let's connect these also on the back so we don't have them kicking out. Once you engage your engines, okay, that gives us that. So now let's rotate these and see how it looks with our VTOL. Nice and balanced. And there we go. except for we haven't set our limits yet. So what we need to do here is set our limits. Now, this is where it's going to be a little tricky. Don't worry about it not being balanced. If we do it this way, we can slide our Rototron around, and that's going to let us actually balance the aircraft out. So what we need to do now is set our limits. So we want this to stop at 90 degrees. Like somehow I got it to stop exactly at 90, which I almost never do. That's a crazy part. All right. So right now we're going positive, and this one, since we have it going reversed, we need to set it to negative. So let's go ahead and set this to 90 for our limit and 90 for our limit. And go here and set this to 0 and 0. That's telling it to stop at 0 and to also stop at 90. And let's see if that took well. We're going up, 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 and it should stop right at 0. In this case, it's going to show negative 90, but it's reversed, so keep in mind, at 0 or negative 90. And we flip it back the other way. And there you go. Remember, engage those limits. Engage it. Engage those limits, so that way you can control that Rototron to make it do exactly what you want it to do. So that's probably a part that throws a lot of people off, is trying to engage those limits and not knowing that button is there. It threw me off for a long time as well. So I won't feel bad if it threw you off as well. I was like, what in the world? Why won't you stop? Just stop. Okay, so let's set up our wings up top here. And see if we can balance this aircraft out a bit more. Alright, we can get rid of that. And I like to throw a little something on here. And give it a little upward. A little dihedral there. There we go. And that's going to give us that nice little setup here. And we kind of need to slide this back a bit here. Now, unfortunately, if we do it like that, what's going to happen is it's going to smash through our wings, and that's not going to be exceptionally realistic now, is it? So let's go ahead and remove that. Bring this here. Move this up a bit here. And let's check our collision. So you can see exactly where we need to move it now, which is way up here, which is not going to work for us because now that is causing a lot of collision. So let's go ahead and toss that. Now you have options. You do have options. You can go here and go like this, and now we can actually come here. And we're gonna set our reverse for the wings. So we're actually gonna keep our wings nice and stable on here. So let's go ahead on here, grab our big wings, set those here, and remember we want these to stay exactly like you see them here. So that's going to go like this. This one's going to go here. Make it match. Now that's clearly not enough wing area for this aircraft. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little something up front as well. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and put a little something up here. Alright, and we can slide this on in so that it looks a little better. And this is going to, well, you can't really reinforce this very well because this is going to be pulling all on it. So what we want to do now, these are our two new ones, and you'll see here they kind of rotate with it. One's the right way, one is not. So what you want to do is find this one over here, which is going to be the very last one, and set it to reverse. So pretty much what you're going to have is one's going to be going forward, the other one's going to be going reverse. So it's countering its spin. Now we want to actually engage engage our limits on both of these new ones as well. Alright, limits are engaged. And now let's once again, we need to go down here, and remember, if you see yellow, set the negatives. The negative to 90, the positive to 0, and otherwise you want to set the positive to 90, negative to 0. What that's going to do is going to give us this nice little balanced rotation, where that's definitely not what I wanted to do. That's definitely the wrong one. Let me make sure my airplane hinges, my paper airplane. Alright, cool. It's still... I screwed that up. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's make sure that this is now... Nope, because we did it the wrong way. We did it the wrong way. But, I mean, that also will work. But we actually want it to turn the other way. Alright, so let's see if we can... see if we can do this. Alright, see, now that gives you that. But still, that's not exactly what we want. We kind of wanted... We're going to keep it the other way, because to get it to be right on without any change to the lift takes a lot of balancing. Okay, so what we can actually do is come here. Just want to flip that around. Okay. So now, well, it's still. I want it to turn the other way. I think that's what I'm stuck on. Is I want it still to turn the other way, but that should be fine. Okay, so that's still not too bad. Now what we need to do, we still need to bring everything forward a bit for our thrust. So let's see if we can get our thrust to point directly underneath this. That is actually damn close. That's damn close. Not bad. Alright. So that gives us that. We also need to set up our... we need control surfaces up front here. So let's go ahead and do that while we're at it. Except for that wouldn't work like that. Come on. Okay. Looking good. Still looking good. Alright, that'll work for me. So when this rolls back, we should have a nice... Ooh, it's so close. It's so close. Why are you so close? Okay. Let's move this forward as much as we can. Alright. And... up a bit. Let's move this up a bit. Okay. So that gives us this weird looking aircraft, and now we need wheels. I don't know how well this is going to work, but hopefully it's going to work well. So let's go ahead and throw some wheels and see if this flies. I'm not sure. There's no guarantees anything I will ever make will fly. That's one thing I want everyone to always be assured of. No guarantees. No guarantees. Alright, so we're going to put that back there. And you see right now we're very close to our limit on weight. We're very close to our TWR. Point 2. We're 1.02. Remember, we still have our afterburners we can ignite, which look like it's still going to be. We're not quite high enough for that, so we're gonna have to take this, move this all up. That should be fine. Let's see how we look when we toggle everything. Gonna have a little contact with the air, but I think that might still get us into the air. That might still get us into the air. We're gonna see how well this works. Okay, so next thing we need to do is go in here and kick on our burners. So switch mode, switch mode, switch mode. Alright, so we're gonna see how badly this is going to flex. Hopefully it's not too bad. I really hope it's not too bad. But with the number of engines on here, it's probably gonna flex and flex a damn lot. But hopefully at least you learned a little something about using Rototrons and hinges and the engage limits. Engage limits! Alright, let's get a pilot in everything. Val, Netrid, Mind. You're in. Alright, let's fly. Oh, that's not a whole lot of flex. Alright, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, so next question is this going to work? I don't know. So, let's kill our engine thrust. We need to rotate our VTOL. As you can see here, we're having a bit of a problem. Because not everything is wanting to rotate for us. Oh, well, shoot. Sometimes this will happen where it is not going to want to rotate, and usually it's because there is either something connecting, you're out of power. So in this case, let's take a look. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what we have going on here. And I think the only thing that's wrong with this one is that I think what it is that the I made it too large. So we're gonna shrink this down a bit. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. I know when I was playing with it before, I actually set it up so I could use a setting on there called Huge with tweak scale. And Huge did not seem to work exceptionally well for anything I did because I was trying to make a really big walking robot. And Huge did not work out. Alright. So since I did that, it now needs to go up some more. Make sure we give it plenty of breathing room. And that looks just about right there. Alright. I think we're good right there. Okay. So let's kick that back to normal. Never put your wheels on rotating parts, my friends. Unless you mean to do that. And we're actually going to come back here and throw some... you know what? I have these liquid fuel cell arrays that I created. We're going to take these... and all these do is just like your liquid fuel cell, except for these ones have a bit of intake air to them. and it allows me to actually it allows me to have energy generation without the rockets or engines going. So I can come here and tell it to start fuel cell and stop. So 3 and 4. Okay. So here we are. Let's see. And you see how much flex that has now when I took it off that huge setting. Hopefully it'll rotate. So let's kick on our fuel cells to 3. Pressing 3 to kick on our fuel cells. And now let's see if everything rotates. Alright, VTOL toggle. VTOL toggle. Yes! There we go. Exactly what we wanted. Okay. This is going to go upwards once this kicks on. I probably should have put like a toggleable, what's it called here? Quantum strut to keep those going straight. But we're going to try it first without the quantum strut and see how well this goes. So, SAS active. There's no full SAS. We're just using the SAS built into the cockpit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Check your staging. Get out of here. Alright, here we go. Engines active. Afterburners active. Attempting lift. We have liftoff. We have liftoff. It's actually way better than I thought it would be, to tell you the truth. We need to turn this. We need to toggle our VTOL back to default here. Oh! Whoa! Holy crap, that worked! Oh my god, look at those wings! Look at those, that's what I was afraid of, was those wings would do that. Well, it's in the air, and I could not ask for more, except for probably a bit more rigidity. Oh god. That is a snapshot waiting to happen. Oh god. Alright, hold on. Screenshot this one. Holy crapola. That is terrifying. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to open our bay. I think we're high enough. Open bomb bays. I should have put these on another action group, but I didn't. Alright. Let's deploy. Let's extend the arm out. Ooh. 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 Oh, wait. Track it back. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now extend it out. Oh. We almost goofed up big. Alright. Here's where it gets questionable. Here's where it gets questionable. We have to detach and then switch over, fold flaps down for our wings, and then see if this bird flies. Alright. Alright. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Switching aircraft. It's not folding. It's not folding. Oh, it's not folding. It's not folding. Oh, no. Well, that didn't work too well. That's just going to crash into the ground. But we can now take this and retract our... Oh, no, not that. Retract our arm back. Fold these back up. And now we get to figure out what happened with our paper airplane. Oh man, look at that though. That is crazy. Alright, let's revert back and see if we can get this paper airplane fixed. Alright, so we are back. Hopefully we have this corrected with our paper airplane. And you can see here, we didn't make many changes. Everything should be fine. Alright, so we need to cut on our fuel cells. We need to bring this on out. And now we need to say a little prayer. Toggle VTOL. Alright, looking good. Toggle mode here. Kick on our engines. Throttle up. Gear up. Oh my god. I can't believe this bird is actually working. Holy moly. Alright. 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 Stop turning. Anytime. Alright, let's toggle this back. Alright. This thing needs a lot more stabilization. But it works for a second time. With the extreme flex on those wings. Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Okay. What we need to do now is bring everything back. 5 to open up our bays. We're just going to get up a little higher so we can have a little bit more fun with our paper airplane, which hopefully will work this time around. And we'll toggle. Then we can toggle down our arm and deploy our paper airplane. All this to launch a paper airplane. Paper. Okay. Woo! This is a lot of work. Okay. Alright. I think we're just about high enough. So let's extend our arm on out. I almost forgot to toggle off that. Alright. Arm is toggled. It's snapped out because I forgot to deactivate my quantum struts. Alright. Well, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Hey. 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 Aww. What gives? Oh no, it has no battery. It has no battery. I remembered everything except for the gosh dang battery. Alright, I think I got everything this time. I hope. So let's go ahead and stop ourselves moving. Toggle, toggle. Toggle. VTOL, toggle. Power generations toggled now because I've forgotten that. Engines, go. Lifting, now. Gear up. Prepare to toggle back. Because this is not very stable. As you can see here. Alright. And swinging it back. Alright, we're good. Wow, every time. That is a nervous moment. Just to see this thing take off is freaking unreal. Alright, let's climb. This is keeping it all. If it didn't have that flex, I am gathering it actually would be plummeting into the ground. So I'm actually very glad it has that. So let's turn this off. We need to now open our bay. Everything looks good. Stay putting, it looks good. Once we get up around 2,000, we will fire it off. Let's give you a good look at this aircraft. Look at this thing. Look at the flex on those wings. That is actually a real thing in the real world. Wings do flex like that. I'm not sure if it's to that extreme. I know some of the higher flying solar gliders have a lot of flex on their wings. But look at that flex. That is cool to actually see that actually in game working. Okay, so let's see how high we are. We are still not quite high enough. And we're actually going 239 meters per second. We're not exactly going slow. That's pretty significant for a craft this size. Okay. We have reached 2,000. It is time to toggle off that, extend our arm. Alright. We're actually going to... Oh yeah, there we go. We're going to deploy this early so that it's in the stream. And now we're about at 3,000, which is perfect time for a drop. And drop is go. Bounces off everything, and here we go. Is it working? It is working. We are gliding. That is awesome. All right, let's control from here. Everything has stayed in flight, including the decoupler. So that worked out so well. Here's our little paper airplane. We can actually cut that back up, give us a little bit more lift. And as you can see, it does work once you get everything working together. It is, yes, it is a bit of a struggle at first until you get the hang of it. You have to engage your limits on your Rototrons. That's going to allow you to have easier VTOL liftoff craft. That's going to allow you to do a lot better mechanisms when you're trying to make a deployable craft, but it has to deploy at a certain angle and for things to work. You don't always do it for your walking robots because you want that to go full 360, but you don't always want that for anything else. So there you go. It actually works, and it works really well. This thing is just gliding its way on in, doing a little reconnaissance, and has full maneuverability, and it's pretty sweet. It's really small, agile. Well, not really agile, but it's small and very capable. But for now, I'm going to get on out of here. Now, if you're wondering what's going on with the battle round, I'm giving everybody a little extra time to get their aircraft ready. It was pretty clear that the aircraft that we were sending over, the Duna was a bit more unexpected. Almost none of them have really flown exceptionally well. Well, the JRA aircraft did fly really well. A lot of the other ones were having a lot of complications flying with the AI. Not if they could fly, sure, they fly just well. But flying with BD Armory's AI on Duna is a little different when you're trying to make it fight. So what I'm doing is I'm giving everybody a second chance. Hey, look, you can go ahead and redesign your aircraft. Have them to me by Wednesday, because next weekend is probably going to be a little bigger of a thing. So have them to me by next Wednesday, by this coming Wednesday, and we will take them out for a test flight and see how they do on the final battle round. If you don't have them over to me, I'll use the one you currently have provided to me in the battle round. Send them over to me over via Facebook or in the comments down here on YouTube. But until then, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, drop me in a comment, let me know what you think. And, well, share this one out to your friends. Our channel is growing, and hopefully we will continue to have it grow on from here. Hopefully this has helped you out using different aspects of Infernal Robotics. And I will catch you in the next video. This is your boy Rototron, and we are out. Peace. This aircraft is just going to glide on for, not forever, but for a long time. For a very damn long time. Well. And then someone got shot the hell up. Alright. That was a little nerve-wracking. That was a little nerve-wracking. Woo! Okay.